In this video, we will solve this confidence interval problem by hand. So we want to find the 95% confidence interval for this data set right here. So let's get started. So we have the formula that the average plus or minus the t-interval times standard deviation divided by the square root of n, where n is the number of terms we have. So let's first get the average. So average is simply we add up all the numbers and then divide by n. So 13 plus 12.5 plus 15.7 plus 19 plus 17.5. I'm simply adding up our data set. Now I will divide by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will divide by 5, and this would give us 15.54. So we just got the average. Next, we will get the standard deviation. So standard deviation is equal to the square root. It's going to be pretty long. So we will have this number right here, the 13. 13 minus the average, 15.54. Close parentheses, squared, plus the next number. So 12.5 minus 15.54. Close parentheses, squared, plus parentheses, 15.7 minus 15.54, close parentheses, squared, plus 19 minus 15.54, close parentheses, squared, finally, plus 17.5 minus 15.54, close parentheses, squared. Now this whole thing will be divided by the number of terms, 5, minus 1. So it's 4. And this square root applies to the 5 minus 1. And I'll show you what I mean. So it would look something like this, where the whole square root applies to the numbers we're adding up divided by 5 minus 1. And we would get 2.808. So this right here is equal to 2.808. This is our standard deviation. And so now we're almost there. So we have average, which was 15.54 plus or minus t. Now t is the value of the student's t. So we have n is equal to 5. So whenever we get the degree of freedom, it's n minus 1, meaning 5 minus 1. So we look at 4. 4 corresponds to a 95% confidence interval of 2.776. So we write that down. So usually you wouldn't be given this directly. You'd be given a big table with a degree of freedom from 0 all the way to like 10. And you'd have like 90% confidence interval, 95, 99. Next, times standard deviation, which is 2.808, divided by the square root of n. Square root of n, so n is 5. So like this. And now this would simply be 15.54 plus or minus 3.49. This right here is the final answer for the 95% confidence interval.